Yeah, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. Well, I just got finished with playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Just finished the story campaign. And, what, you want to be on camera? Get over here, Lily. And wanted to do a quick video because it was amazing. So, real quick, want to do just a wrap-up video. And I'll go into some specifics of the story as well. But before I go into anything of that, I will definitely put up a spoiler alert. So anybody who hasn't finished the campaign, I don't want to blow it for y'all. But first off, just going to do a quick little synopsis. As you guys know, Modern Warfare 3, continuation of the storyline from Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2, along the lines of SOAP and Price. It actually picks up exactly where the second one left off. Right after, well, I'm assuming, I'm not going to worry about any spoiler alerts from the second one, because if you haven't already put the second one, sorry, but I'm picking up right from when Shepard gets killed, kind of goes from there. Still worrying about Makarov, and overall, it's just a great game. So before I go into the actual story, and have to do any spoiler alerts, I want to just do a little bit of an overview over the game. I actually, what I do pretty much with all the Call of Duties since the first one came out, Modern Warfare 1, I go ahead and play the multiplayer first, because as sad as it is to say, Yahtzee from Escapist Magazine, which if you guys don't watch his blogs, check him out. Every Wednesday he does a new video, and it's pretty cool. It's all animated, and it's called Zero Punctuation. He's just constantly talking the whole time. It's on escapistmagazine.com. And again, it's called Zero Punctuation. Guy's name is Ben Yahtzee something or other. He's this Australian British dude, or British Australian dude, but he's really funny and he does some great reviews. But he made a comment about how we are currently in a shooter season 2011, and how pretty much all shooters anymore are just a platform to get the multiplayer game out there. That really, the only point of the single player is just to appease some people who don't like playing the multiplayer. So sadly, that is very true, especially in this game. They know how good their multiplayer is. That it's a staple. It's the best first-person shooter multiplayer game in history, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as most people are concerned. So it definitely is just a way to get the multiplayer out there for everybody. But so I will say one thing. Sadly, the storyline is a little bit short. I would say it's a little bit shorter than Modern Warfare 2 storyline, but I think it was better. So I'll start off with the multiplayer. I went ahead, and after waiting in line for my video you guys saw while I was standing outside at midnight waiting for the game to come out, first thing I did was throw it in, play some multiplayer, and was able to get through my first Prestige, which anybody who's not familiar with the multiplayer, they do all of their games based on prestige mode, and you have to progress in the multiplayer through to a certain level, at which point you can either make the decision to stay where you're at or give up all of your weapons, all of your perks, all of everything, and start from scratch again. That's called prestige mode. What's cool about it is you get extra little emblems and titles and stuff next to your name to show that you're progressing through. And it just gives something for people like me who love doing challenges, love doing all of the challenges to get all the points, to do all the little side games and stuff. It gives us a reason to keep going once we've hit that top level. So I was able to hit my first Prestige in just about a day. I think it ended up being a day and 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Now let me put this out there and say I'm not very good at online. I don't get a chance to play anywhere near as much as I would like to. So sadly, if I'm lucky, I get to play for an hour a night, but usually it's not even that. So when the game first came out, I played my ass off, but I really wasn't playing very well. So I ended up with a KD, a kill to death ratio, of 0.83, which is not good. I've been playing a lot better, can tell you that just based on what I started with. But when the game first came out, I just was running really, really, really badly, and my KD was like a 0.52 or something like that when all was said and done, after the first probably 2 or 3 nights of getting to play. So as you can tell, I've actually had some good games since then, and I would say I've been playing pretty positive as of late. Of course, we all have those games where they just kind of fall off, where you have 2 or 3 games in a row of 12-4, and then you have a game of 4-15. So it happens, but I have been playing better. So I was able to get my KD all the way up to a .83, which is solid, and my accuracy's gone up a lot. My accuracy when it started was at 8%. So I've been able to get my accuracy up, and it's at like 13.5% now. So still not very good, but hey, I'm getting there. My win-loss total, I'm down a little bit in the loss. I think I'm down by like 30 or 40 games, so it's not bad. But I got to give a big shout out to Doritos and to Mountain Dew. They did a double XP prize pack, I guess you could say, or prize purchases, where if you purchased a bag of Doritos or bought Mountain Dew, you were able to enter a code into their online store, if you will, and it gave you double XP. For those who don't know, double XP means you get double the experience points. So each kill, instead of it being 50 points, it's now 100 points. So it was really cool because it helped you level up a lot quicker. Most people are thinking, wow, it took you a day to double up with double XP. Yes, like I said, I'm not that good. I'm sure if I was better, it would have taken me less time. But so it ended up taking me about a day, and I'll say that I really do like the multiplayer. There's still, some issues. For those of you who don't like quick scoping, there's still quick scoping available. For those of you who don't like noob tubes, there's still noob tubes. Though they have nerfed them down a lot, meaning you don't get killed anywhere near as easily from a noob tube. They're still in the game. They have taken out a couple things, thankfully. The one thing that I hated more than anything was Commando. Commando, in the last game, was you could lunge with your knife from a farther distance. I used to call it vampiring, because you would see somebody like run across a room because they locked onto you. And even if you had the drop on them, if they locked onto you, they would get their knife into you. So I used to call it vampiring, because you would like slide across the room like a vampire super fast. So thankfully they took that out. They also took out One Man Army, which I liked the perk. I thought it was a cool concept. The problem is that people abused it, and that's how you would get people that would just shoot noob tubes nonstop. Because you could shoot your 2 noob tubes, and then you could re-equip to a new class that has more noob tubes. So you could just keep doing that and just spamming the board or the entire map with noob tubes. So they did take that out, which, like I said, I like the concept. It just wasn't well put together, if you will. They also, one thing I like that they added is they actually added a system to where you actually level up your gun as well, as opposed to just leveling up yourself. You actually level up your gun, which I think is cool. It adds like that extra level, no pun intended, that extra challenge, if you will, to build your gun up. So I think that's cool. One of my complaints is that a lot of the stuff is recycled, like verbatim. A lot of the challenges for multiplayer stuff, a lot of the symbols, emblems, titles are identical, which I think is cool in a way that they give a shout out to Modern Warfare 2, but I think it would have been cool if they would have just done that for some of them. Have, a shout out to just the old Prestige titles, or just the old whatever titles, but where literally, from where I'm at, probably a third of them are identical. Identical name, identical challenge, identical everything. So that's kind of lame. There's a good mix of guns in this one. I haven't, through my first Prestige, I only used assault rifles, so I'm not really familiar. I've tried to run submachine guns a little bit, but compared to an assault rifle on most of the maps, they're really not that practical from my perspective. Also, I'm not that great of a shot, so I like having the extra power of an assault rifle. But they've got some of my favorite guns. They have the SCAR again. They've got the G36, which is my joint. And then another gun I really like is the ACR. And they have a caliber in a 6.8. So I think that's kind of cool. It's something different, First time I could think of that I've ever seen a game with a 6.8 caliber gun in it. So that's kind of cool. Also, I liked it with the pistols. They brought the 5.7, which is one of my favorite guns that I own. So it's kind of cool. The P90's back, and I think it's a lot better than in the last game. Black Ops, And overall, the gun listing is pretty good. I haven't really developed what's the best guns yet. I'm a challenge whore, I guess you could say. I try to run through all my challenges. So I've been trying to run through with each rifle, get the 500 kills on it, get the mastery. So I was able to do that with I believe the M4, the SCAR, the ACR, the AK, and I'm working on the FAD right now. But there was definitely a good mixture of weapons in it. I liked and I hated, kind of a double-edged sword here. I liked what they did in terms of the kill streaks. They added, so now there's 3 different tiers of kill streaks. And I apologize for some of the stuff you already know, but I'm figuring for somebody who's never played the game, this gives a good overview. One thing that's cool is they still have your standard kill streak, that if you get X amount of kills, you get this reward. And they also have what's called support kill streaks. A lot of people call them welfare kill streaks because you get something for doing nothing, people say. Where the assault kill streaks, which are your normal ones, reset each time you get killed. The support ones continue on. And whereas the assault ones are more for killing the opposite team and helping yourself, the support ones are more for helping your team and not as much for killing. So you get like an advanced UAV, which is like the Blackbird from Black Ops. You get a SAM turret that shoots down, UAVs and air support. You get a counter UAV, and those are all things that are in support. Then in the assault, you have the Osprey gunner, which is like a chopper gunner, AC-130, an assault drone that's really cool. You actually control this little robot, and you go out and you can blast people with it. It's really cool. Another thing I like is the A6 Overwatch. It's a helicopter that actually follows you around. I like that a lot. I've gotten that a few times, and I really like it. And then the one thing that I've been hoping to get, I actually was able to grab the package off of somebody, but I have never earned it myself, is the Juggernaut. And there's 2 different Juggernauts. So one's a support Juggernaut, where all you have is just a pistol and your Juggernaut suit. And the other one is a Juggernaut suit, and you have a saw. Or maybe it's a M60. I think it's a saw. And you just roll through and you just blast in fools. And the cool thing about a Juggernaut suit is you have 1,000 health. So, whereas most people usually have 100 health. So you can definitely take some damage. You can dole some punishment out. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully I'll earn one soon and get it legit. But I haven't been able to as of yet. Like I said, my best streak thus far has only been an 8 kill streak. So I got a ways to go. Yes, I do. Sorry. Gotta pet the dog. But then the other thing they have for the kill streaks, which is kind of cool, is they have the perk kill streak, where you actually get to go through all of your perks as you work through your kill streak. So you get your sleight of hand, you can get quick draw, you can get ninja, all those things. And when you get to 8 kills, I believe, this is what I've heard from my cousin who's run it. I've never really run it because I don't get 8 kills enough. Once you hit 8 kills, you actually get all of your perks. So you have every single thing in the game, which is a really cool concept. So, how many times have you thought, God, I wish I could run fast and use sleight of hand, but they're both in the same tier 1, so you can't. So that's kind of cool about that. So definitely like what they did with that. I will say that the maps selection, I really do like a lot of the maps. I feel that all the maps give some good variety. They have room for snipers on most maps. They have room for CQB on most maps, and they have some room for just some good gunplay. I will say there's a few maps I don't like. My absolute least favorite map is Mission. Hate that map. Think it is the worst map in the game. Absolutely despise it. I would say after that, it's probably Resistance. I really don't like Resistance at all. And then after that would be Village. Those are my absolute 3 least favorite maps, to the point that I will skip them or back out if they come up. I will say after that, my favorite maps are probably Arkaden, which takes place in a shopping mall. That's the map that I've done the best on consistently. I seem to do really well on that map. Then I would probably say, and it's funny, it was a map I didn't like at first, but Bakar, I believe is how you say it. And it's another one that takes place in an African nation. And this one is, it's focused around kind of like a city. There's like this building that's partially built. Hated the map when it first came out. Now I really like it. And another one that I can't remember the name of it, but it looks like it's Paris, but it's actually Prague, I think. I can't think of the name of it, but it's got long corridors, like long outside corridors with courtyards and archways. I really like that map, and that was another one. Hated it when it first came out. Now I like it. They've got their standard gameplay modes with your team deathmatch, search and destroy, sabotage, ground war, hardcores, all that. But the one map that they added that I really like, of course, free for all. But the one they added that I really like, and it's amazing that you could take a concept so simple and it would add so much. It's called Kill Confirmed. And how Kill Confirmed works is you get points for killing the person, but in order to get your overall team points, you have to go collect their dog tags that they drop. And so it's when you shoot somebody, you might shoot somebody from across the map, and you might not be able to get their dog tags before one of their teammates can go and get it. Of course, your teammates can also go and get them. So if we have a teammate close and go scoop them, you get points for their dog tags being picked up, whether you pick them up or somebody else does. Another cool thing is if you die and you go back and get your dog tags, you get a good boost of points as well. So the game plays to 65, and that's 65 confirmed kills. So you can also, if you pick up one of your team members' tags, you get the kill denied. So you get points for that as well. So overall, it's a really cool concept, really basic, It's something you wouldn't think, would change a game that much. But I gotta say, it's my favorite game mode. I really like it. So if you have a chance to check it out, definitely do. They have a mercenary game lobby that actually rotates between. Now I'm gonna have the hiccups. Rotates between kill confirmed and team deathmatch. And what I like is they do have the where you can vote on what map you want to play next. So they brought that from Black Ops. They do not have to where you can play a map again. I know there was a lot of issue with that, where when Nuketown would come up on Black Ops, people would want to play it 100 times in a row. And even if they put the patch out, that limited to 3 or 5 times, they just went through with this and just said, no, we aren't even going to have that at all. So they took that out completely. But overall, definitely check out Kill Confirmed. I like it a lot, and I think it's a fun gameplay. So there's still those little, hacks and cheats and stuff that people are going to abuse. You still get a lot of dark corner McDougals in this game. That's what I call camper. Well, that's what my cousin calls campers, who just hang out and just spawn camp or just wait in a dark corner and blast you when you walk by. So you still have a lot of that. There is a lot more camping in this game than I was expecting, but it's still a pretty good amount of action. There's still a good amount of gameplay. I mean, hand-to-hand, well, not hand-to-hand, but I mean good gun battle gameplay. One thing they took out was stopping power, so all of the guns are pretty similarly matched, except for the Type 95, which screw that gun. It's a 3-shot burst, and I swear I get killed every single time I get hit with it. But for the most part, it's actually it's pretty well matched. So you don't have like one gun that everybody uses because they know it kills people the easiest. So I like that. So overall, I would say that the multiplayer is even better than Modern Warfare 2, way better than Black Ops, and way, way, way better than Battlefield. I haven't played Battlefield 3 yet. I've been too focused on this, but I will say more so than Bad Company 2, which I thought the multiplayer on that was crap. So definitely, if you want to play multiplayer first-person shooter, this is the game to do it in. So definitely check it out. They brought back a lot of classics from it, from the last couple games, but they also added some new stuff. My only complaint, like I said, is that they reused so much stuff out of it, and that there are still a couple things that they could have changed. But whatever. There's always room for the next game, right? So, want to touch a little bit on Spec Ops. I haven't played any of them yet. I've watched a few of the maps being played, missions being played, and that's what they've used as a co-op instead of zombies. As you guys know from Black Ops and World of War, whenever a Call of Duty game comes out that is not made by Treyarch, they usually have zombies in it. When it's made by Treyarch, they do not. So this is a Treyarch game, and because of that, it does not have zombies in it. But the Spec Ops missions are fun. One thing I like about the Spec Ops missions as opposed to zombies didn't have a way to win it. It didn't have an end. Well, I mean, supposedly it did at like level 9,999 or whatever, or maybe it was just 99. But nobody ever got there. And I just like about Spec Ops that each one is a mission, and you got to do this, you do this, you do this. Hey, you got 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars. So I like that they have that. Zombies is fun. Don't get me wrong. And I would like to have it in the game just because it was something different. But at the end of the day, I can deal without it because Spec Ops usually does a pretty, it's pretty fun. At least it was on Modern Warfare 2. So I haven't had a chance to get around to playing it. My Xbox is still on, as you can see. I just got done playing the single player. So I'm sure I'll probably get up on Spec Ops within the next week or so and try to knock out some more challenges from that because I'm trying to get this game to 100%. So then we get to the story, which I'll do a quick overview on before I actually go into the story. Like I said, I don't want to spoil alert anything for anybody, but overall, the story was very well done. I gotta say that they really hit a home run with this. They took everything that was good about Modern Warfare 2 and added to it, in my opinion. It was shorter, yes, but the action in it and some of the visuals were amazing. There's a scene where a building collapses. There's a scene where this landmark collapses. There's a couple different crash scenes that are just movie quality. I mean, you literally, like, I found myself putting the controller down, my mouth open, staring, like, are you kidding me? It was that good. Another thing, the music, obviously, I mean, it's a good combat, so you got good combat sounds. But I've been playing on my Polk Audio surround sound, and I've been having it up kind of loud, and it sounds so intense. They really hit it well with both the visuals and the audio. One thing I have to say is this game, and I don't know if maybe it's because there have been 2 previous ones, so you have some investment in the characters, but just like Modern Warfare 2, there's parts of this game that truly, you almost feel like you lose a friend. I'm not going to say who dies. Obviously you know somebody's going to die. It's Modern Warfare. At least not in this part. But there's parts where it feels like you're losing a partner, like you're losing a friend. And it was so well done. It's like you were watching a movie that you were playing in. And that's what I think is so impressive about it, much more so than in Black Ops. Black Ops was a good game, don't get me wrong. But there was never any point in Black Ops where I was like, oh my God, not so-and-so. What's going to happen? No, live. And there were spots in this game where I'm cheering for the character on screen to live. Like, as corny as that sounds, it's just that well done. And you feel that much connection and tie to the characters. And I don't know, it's just very well done. So from that aspect, from the story mode, I've got to say that it was even better than the last 2 Modern Warfares. It was definitely better than Black Ops, without question better. And in my opinion, it was the best of all the Modern Warfare games. It was the best of all the Call of Duty games, in my opinion. Another cool thing is they continued the trend of Black Ops, and they got another celebrity voice. Like they had Ice Cube in Black Ops. They had Idris Elba, who's one of my favorite actors, in this, as well as my boy Timothy Olyphant, who, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Justified. He was awesome in it. So it was cool seeing both of them. They both did a great job in it. Timothy Olyphant has a more prominent character than Idris Elba does. But so it's cool hearing Timothy Olyphant through the whole game. But it definitely was a great game. Got to give him a big shout out. And you know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna rate it 5 stars. We'll see. That rating might go down a little bit when I play through it again. I don't know how much replayability it has in terms of the story. Don't know how the Spec Ops is gonna be. But from a multiplayer standpoint, I'm gonna be playing this game until the next one comes out. Let's put it that way. So that's pretty good when you can spend $60 on something that I will still be playing this in at least another year. Trying to get to level 10 prestige and trying to master all of the guns and all that. So for $60, that's pretty good. You got a good replayability from the multiplayer standpoint. Probable replayability from the storyline, just because the action is so intense, has you on the edge of your seat so much. And because of how the enemies constantly respawn and from different areas and do different things each time with the AI, it definitely, in my mind, granted I haven't replayed it, does have some replayability. Plus, I got most of the challenges through my playthrough, but there is still one I got to go back. I didn't get 20 kills with the chopper gunner on the one mission, so I got to go back and do that. So I'll probably replay the game on a recruit or something, because I went through and I played it on the absolute hardest setting. I like doing that. More challenge. I do that with all of the games when they come out. Play through them on their hardest setting since Modern Warfare 1, which I still haven't been able to beat on the hardest setting, which I believe is veteran. Maybe it's hardened. Whichever one's harder, that's what I'm on. I'm stuck at the Ferris wheel place. I gotta go back and beat that. But anyway, that's on the first one, so we'll see when I get around to it. But it definitely, I thought it was a very challenging game. Storyline on the hardest setting was challenging. I died a lot, I'd like to see what my total number was, because I died a lot. Pretty much if you get shot 3 times from decently close range, you're going to die. So you got to get used to pushing the stick in to collapse to the ground. I play with a tactical setup. So you got to get good at that, because you're going to be shoot, shoot, drop, 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 shoot, shoot, drop, drop, drop. So you do a lot of drop shots in the game. But overall, 5-star game. If you haven't played it, play it. Like I said, I haven't played Battlefield 3 yet. I plan to. But compared to Bad Company and Black Ops, this blows it out of the water. Just based on the gameplay alone, blows it out of the water. Then you add the storyline to it, and it's just amazing. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into the storyline. But if you haven't played the game, you haven't finished it, from here on out are going to be spoiler alerts. So I want to put that out there so you guys don't get mad at me for telling you about something that happens. So if you haven't played the game, or you aren't all the way through it and you want to be surprised, stop the video here. And if you are stopping the video here, let me just say real quick, thanks for checking out my video. Please check out the rest of my videos, MatthewMailey.com. As always, up on YouTube, search me, MatthewMailey.com. If you want to check me out up on Facebook, like your boy's page, Matthew Mailey Poker. And as always, on Twitter, follow me at Matthew Mailey. So with that, now we're on to spoiler alert. So, pause the video. If you don't want to see this, go to another one of mine, or rewatch this part again. But here we go. Spoiler alert. So, the game picks up right where the second one ended, with Price and Soap escaping after having killed General Shepard. With Nikolai, they are on the run. They are wanted by the government. They just killed a general. Well, while they're on the run, the aftermath of Makarov's plan to essentially start a world war is in process after his no Russian stunt in the last game, where he killed a bunch of Russians in the airport and then planted the American there. He's gotten the two powers at each other's throats. And as the second one ended, there was the foreshadowing, or I think it did end with them saying that we had been invaded. And so it continues from there. There's a lot of underhanded dealings from Makarov, because he's a douchebag. He is really just trying to cause an all-out World War III, which he is successful in, thanks to not only kidnapping the Russian president, who's in the process to try and meet with the Americans to hash out a peace treaty, but then causing a chemical attack throughout Europe, specifically in England, which then starts a war between the British and the Russians, and it gets pretty in depth. Honestly, Makarov's a douchebag, man. He's crazy. That dude is just wanting to kill everything. But he's very sneaky with how he does it, and it's very well put together. You play through the game as Yuri, who is a Russian, actually with some ill-ass prison tattoos on him. You'll see it later on. He's got some hand tattoos and whatever. Like, Yuri's a gangster. First, I was unhappy that you had to play as Yuri. I was looking forward to playing as Soap. But sadly, they not sadly, I mean, at the end, you like Yuri, but they do change it up. So you're playing as Yuri, as well as Frost, who's a member that actually Soap and Captain Price did a couple missions with in Modern Warfare 2. So Frost makes a reappearance, and he's with a lot of the other Delta Force guys. So 141, the Group 141, is technically disavowed because Price and Soap are on the run after killing Shepard, which is kind of a big deal, taking out a 4-star general. So the action literally is globetrotting. It goes from New York to England to Germany to Paris to all over the place, to Somalia, and there's no shortage of action through the whole thing. What I liked is that there was a good mixture of some stealth missions with some all-out grab your balls, dump the mag, and let's go, with some really cool sniper action, which one of my favorite things is a sniper perspective of any game. That was one of the things I loved the most about Bad Company 2, is there were those sniper missions with a thermal scope. You're sitting up on the mountain, finding them, boom, finding them, boom. So there's actually a couple really good sniper missions in this. And what I liked is that there were some aspects that allowed you to sit back and do more of a sniper, long range offensive, Or there were also some ways, most of the levels would allow you to roll up in there with your Scar and just blast through people. So it definitely gave a good mixture. There was a mission on the plane when Makarov is coming to capture the president. That's crazy. There's a plane crash. That is crazy. The visuals of the plane crash were cinematic quality. I felt like I was watching a movie with a plane crash. Then, and I didn't want to give it away in the earlier part, but if you guys have seen it, you know, when they have the Eiffel Tower collapse, that shit was crazy. Like watching the Eiffel Tower crumble to the ground, nuts. Then the other mission I really liked was when you were in Berlin and they sabotaged the buildings so the buildings come down. That was crazy. Overall, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. You're just trying to find Makarov, you're trying to kill him, you know. And I did like that they swap back and forth. That's what they do. They always have you play a couple different characters. So I like that. You know, I like playing as Yuri, but I also like being able to go and play as Frost through some more traditional war missions where if forces invaded, you got to get them back, you know. So I like that. Overall, I thought that they did the balancing between the two very well. I gotta say, you knew somebody was gonna die. I mean, that's what they do. They tug at your heartstrings, man. Like, literally last game when Ghost died, when Shepard killed him, bastard, I didn't cry, but it choked me up a little bit. I'm not even gonna front. It choked me up a little bit. So you knew something like that was gonna happen, but I was not expecting for it to be Soap. And, that got me good. Again, I didn't cry, but that got me good. Especially because the mission that it happens in is after some ill-ass sniper mission, which is cool. You actually watch the bullets flying. You actually have to lead them a little bit. But you help, the building blows up. Soap falls probably 50 feet. And you have to help Soap through the entire city, carrying him. Price is carrying him. So you finally get him, meet up with the resistance, and you're thinking, all right, we've helped Soap through this whole joint. He's got to be fine, right? Nah. Soap. Done. And literally, I was so shocked by that when it happened. Like, right after it happens, this BTR comes in and starts blasting everything, and Price takes off, and you got to dip. And I sat there for probably 30 seconds, just like not touching my controller, just staring at the screen. Like, is Soap really dead? Can't be. But it was. So then after that, you get a cool little flashback from Yuri's perspective, where Yuri was actually down with Makarov and Zakayev from the first game. Way back in the day, they were all part of the same crew. And as Yuri said, he was very patriotic back then. But so you actually get to watch the scene from Modern Warfare 1 where Zakayev's arm gets blasted up in Pirapit, however you pronounce it. My favorite mission of any game ever was that mission in Modern Warfare 1. So you actually get to watch it from the other perspective, which is actually, it's really cool watching Zakayev jump back into the Hummer missing an arm. It was a trip. So it was cool to see it from that perspective. And it was a cool little confrontation that Yuri and Price have. That was pretty awesome. But the thing I really want to talk about, because I know this has already gone on way too long, and I apologize, it just shows how much I love this game, is probably my second favorite level of any game now, is the final level of Modern Warfare 3. And all I can say is wow. Wow. Everything up to that point was awesome. The gameplay up to that point, the story, had me on the edge of my seat the whole time, had my hands sweating, had me into the game, reacting to every single little detail, plot twist, everything. And then, as we're getting geared up, getting ready for the last mission, you see Yuri and Price put on the Juggernaut suits, put on the Juggernaut helmets, and grab their saws, and actually it was an RPK, I apologize, or PPK. And oh my God, when you both jump out, you and Yuri, and you actually get to play this mission as Price, which is cool. I like playing as Price because he's just an OG. and you guys are rolling up, and you're murking everybody in Makarov's personal security unit in what is loosely based on the Burj Al whatever hotel, Al Assad Hotel, Burj Al something. God, how do I not? I love this hotel. It's like one of my favorite Burj Al something hotel in Dubai. It's based on that. So it's in the Arabian Peninsula, and you guys roll up, and you're taking out hundreds of their dudes. They just keep rolling up, and you guys are just going and going and going. And even in those Jugsy suits, you can still get blasted, so you got to be careful. But it's so fun because you can't run in them, so you can only kind of like slowly jog, and you are just going and going and going. You fight your way all the way up the driveway of the hotel. You fight your way all the way to the lobby, up the escalators, through the first floor, up the elevators. Elevator gets stuck, so you have to jump to the other elevator, take out a helicopter. Your suit gets shredded because you're getting blasted by the helicopter's minigun. Roll up again, blast, blast, blast. Go through the poker room, go through the restaurant, go through the bar, and then, oh shit, you see Makarov, you're right there. You're running towards him, and then boom, 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 boom. Helicopter blasts out the top floor. And there you go, you're sliding down. Push X, grab on, and there goes your gun, and you are hanging off the side of this hotel. So you crawl back up, and then you look. Yuri took rebar, yo. Laid out, piece of rebar through his chest. He's like, yo, you gotta go. So you move on. You keep going. And one more thing I want to touch on. I apologize, I'm right in the middle there. One thing I wanted to touch on about leaving your team behind is the scene before that when you're trying to save the Russian president. You've got to leave Truck and Frost and Sandbox. Overwatch. I apologize. I can't remember his name. I'm so amped up right now. And you got to leave them on that helicopter. That got me as well. Where literally your whole team you leave behind, and they know it, and they're fine with it. Like they know what's coming. They tell you to go, like because they know that their life isn't as important as getting the Russian president out of there to end this war. So that was a great scene, a great way to. I thought the game was going to end off that, honestly, and then when you had that next episode that came into this was amazing. So I apologize. So you see Yuri laid out, rebar, and see running. Nikolai's telling you, hurry up. He's all. You can still get him. You're running, and there he is. Gets in his helicopter, and you run up, and you jump off the top of this hotel and latch onto the helicopter. And then one thing that I know Yahtzee won't like, because he hates QuickTime events, but essentially the ending based on this part is all QuickTime events. But whatever, I'm okay with it. Just like the end of the last game was when he pulled the knife out of your chest and murked Shepard. It was all QuickTime events. But it's so exciting, you're okay with it. You don't care that it's just push X, push trigger, push B. Because you're like on the edge of your seat. It's like the climax of the movie. And so you end up crashing a helicopter and you're laid out, you're crawling. You see Makarov. You're on top of this huge glass roof that's cracking. You could fall through at any time, like 1 billion stories down. You're crawling. There's a Desert Eagle. Crawling. Reach, grab it. Makarov kicks your hand, grabs the gun, puts it right at your head. You're done. You know you're done. There's nobody else around. Dude's got the burner right at your head. And then all of a sudden, you see him just get popped in the shoulder. He turns. Yuri's back, yo! Yuri was able to get that rebar out of him, stumbled over and blasted him twice. Problem is, Yuri gets got right then. Makarov turns on him and just ends him. But that gives you the break you need to jump up, grab him, get the gun out of his hand, get him to the ground, punch him, slam his head on the ground, wrap his neck up in a cable from the helicopter, clip it together, and then slam him through so you shatter the glass and you fall down using his body to carry you down. You're able to slide over to one of the floors, and then there he's just hanging. And it's pretty gruesome, I gotta say, but I wouldn't expect anything less from this story. from this franchise. And then Price does the one thing he knows how to do best, lights up his cigar, and that's how the game ends. And I gotta say, that's a perfect ending. Sure, it's over the top with hanging him, whatever, but you knew you had to kill Makarov. You had to. After everybody he's killed, you had to. And they really did a great job of portraying Price's emotion after he sees Yuri get killed so well through QuickTime events. You get to see his anger and his rage just come out as he just pummels Makarov and then ties his neck up in that cord. And, I mean, honestly, definitely over the top, but I think it was a great way to end it, personally. And just to have him sit there, literally the last one of his team left. Last one, I mean, yeah, Nikolai's still alive, but Soap's gone. Frost is gone. Ghost is gone. Yuri's gone. Everybody else is gone. And it's just Price. The guy that it started with, the guy that it ended with. And great game. Seriously, absolutely great game. I'm still in awe just with how they did it. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, overall, like I said, 5-star game. Now that I'm reliving some of the moments, yeah, definitely 5-star game. Very, very difficult gameplay. Very competitive gameplay. Wish it would have been a little bit longer. But overall, great story. It was a movie that you got to play video games, and really that's all it is. So, and it was a damn good movie. So overall, great job to Infinity Ward. You guys kicked ass. Damn, amazed, honestly. And Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer did the game as well. I'm so happy by it. So it was worth the wait. You guys did a great job. I know there's a bunch of fanboys out there, anti-fanboys, who hated on it, saying it was corny, whatever. But at the end of the day, a video game is supposed to give you entertainment, and I was entertained. So it got multiple hours of entertainment. I really don't know how long the story ended up being. I would say probably about 5 or 6 hours of gameplay on hardened or veteran or whatever the hardest is, because I did die a lot. And there were some spots that really could use a checkpoint in there. But overall, absolutely great game. And I hope there's a Modern Warfare 4. Hope they start a new storyline completely. Don't even really need to include Price in it. But I hope they do another one. I mean, I'm sure they will. They love their money over there. So Modern Warfare is their biggest moneymaker ever, so why wouldn't they? But I really did feel that this was a great trilogy, and I thought they ended it perfectly. So overall, let me know what you guys think. Do you love the game? Do you hate the game? Are you a Battlefield person? Do you hate me now for clowning on Battlefield? I didn't really clown on it. I did like Bad Company 2. It's just nowhere near as good as this. Let me know what you think. Were you just a Modern War, or were you just a multiplayer guy? Haven't even played the story? Or maybe you've only played the story, haven't played Modern War or online? Either way, let me know. So I'm always curious to see what you guys think, especially when it's something I like this much. So hopefully you guys like it half as much as I do, because even if you do, it'll be one of your favorite games. Of course, I'm back up on online now that I got the story out of it. We're time to work on our second Prestige. So come and hit me up. I'm always down to add new friends on there and play with some new people. Search for me. My gamer tag is Omar, OMAR, an underscore, small x, underscore, little, Little, from The Wire, my favorite character. So search for me, add me, we'll go up on there and play some, and work on boosting each other's prestiges up. So overall, thanks for checking out my video. I know this is probably going to end up being my longest video I've ever done, but there's a lot to cover in the game, and I hope you guys liked the video. Sorry I talked so long, and sorry my voice is getting dry here. I need some water. But hopefully you guys appreciate the video. Hope you guys like the video. Hope you guys like the game, because I know I did. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully I didn't put you to sleep like I put little Lily here to sleep. But it is 2 o'clock in the morning, so hopefully she's just tired and not bored. But let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you liked it. And till the next video, which won't be as long as this one, which will actually be tomorrow. It's Thursday night. It's actually Friday morning now. So you've got a weekly movie review coming up. I'll actually be sitting right over there. So till the next video, I'm signing off. And rest in peace to Soap, as well as Yuri, and the rest of everybody from Delta. You guys are beasts, as well as Ghost. That was my boy. But until the next video, I'm signing off. Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. Check out the rest of my videos up on MatthewMailey.com. Finally getting everything all posted. I've had to repost about a year's worth of videos, but everything should be on there. So you got a one-stop shop to check out everything regarding Matthew Mailey and MatthewMailey.com right there. So go check it out as well. If you just want to go check out my stuff up on YouTube, which I appreciate, I'm trying to get those views as well as those comments. Check me out up on YouTube. You can search me Matthew Mailey Poker as always. Of course, up on Facebook, like my page Matthew Mailey Poker, and follow your boy up on Twitter at Matthew Mailey. That's it. If you need to get a hold of me, hit me up on one of those. Until the next video, it's your boy, Mr. Long-Winded Matthew Mailey. I just love the game. Signing off. So, peace out, y'all. Have a great night or morning or whatever it is.